Hello everyone, welcome back to the DevilCat live stream. I'm your host DevilCat, and we got some Monster Monday madness going on with some Vampire Savior. Right now we got Lethal Venom and Big Slow up bat. We're playing this on the PlayStation 4 and PS5 Capcom Fighting Collection, Vampire Savior. So if you're interested in dropping in everything, please feel free to. I'm trying to make this like a weekly thing, so probably every Monday it's gonna be some Vampire Savior or Vampire Hunter. I do have a schedule up on the channel now, so check out the calendar for December. Got a lot of retro arcade fighting games lined up with the guys we'll be playing, so yeah, definitely check it out. And Lethal Venom got a read on me. His Lele is no joke. Oh, the next one's definitely a stun, so I gotta watch out for that. Nice. Man, his corner pressure. Alright. He just knows what I'm going. Alright, there we go. Alright. No. Gotta get some sort of pressure going. It just blocks everything. Ah! Alright. Good game, Lethal Venom. Hey, what's going on, Daniel? Welcome back. How you doing tonight? You playing some Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Yep. It is about that time. Well, you're #1 on the leaderboards here on PlayStation now? Hell yeah. Congrats, man. So did you make it to what, the Warlord rank right now? Or is that just duck so far on PC? So I'm concentrating. Oh. Yes. There we go. Alright, good, good. I ain't got no bars. Oh, I knew that was coming. I gotta watch out. Nope, yeah. Ah. Oh man, haven't been using my bad time to wall jump. But I haven't really been using it. There we go. Get out of that corner. Whew. Close one, Lethal Venom. Close one. Good game. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I just really started this just because I wanted, you know, to play with more people who also enjoyed the same kind of games, the old arcade classics and even more modern fighting games and everything, and just kind of build up a community on at least PlayStation for now, because that's the console I primarily play on. Until eventually, hopefully, get a PC. I'm working towards that. But yeah, I mean, I really just wanted more people to play the games with, and I figured the best way to do that is just to start a channel and start, like, you know, scheduling out tournaments and everything. Not tournaments, sorry, lobbies and stuff. Maybe tournaments can come down the line, but I need a lot more time and everything, and focus and attention to that to be able to run those. My bad, Big Slow. I'm not giving you my full attention. Alright, let me see if I can get this back. Oh, good. Good Raging Demon. That's a... Good stuff, Big Slow. Killing me with those freaking insta DPs. Yeah, Daniel, that was pretty much the plan, you know. I hope more people would just like, oh, you know, he's recording, he's on live and everything, let me hop in and all that. I'm definitely going to start including more SNK games, more other obscure titles and stuff. The ones at least I can play for now on the PlayStation until, again, I can get a PC and get on Fightcade and start playing like everything. I just don't know if on Fightcade if you can hold like lobbies like this, or if you can only just kind of pair up with one other person. Because I kind of like the way this is set up, where you can set up to be like king of the hill, or you can just do like one person versus another. Man, that does so much damage. It's a lot of meter investment, though. Never really thought about it. It takes 2 meters to get all that good damage. Jeez. Oh. Oh. Oh, you still hit me. Good. Good one. I should have jumped right there. Oh, welcome back, Daniel. Yeah, I didn't realize you left. I was talking there for a little bit, but it's all good. I pretty much said what I had to say there in the chat. Nice. Good DP, man. I'm telling you, man, Big Slow is on point with those. He'd be playing a Super Turbo T-Hawk and freaking hits him like almost every time. Rolled right into that. I was trying to block that, but I didn't block in time. Playing sloppy there. Yeah, T-Hawk, old Sagat, Vega wall diving, and I don't know, a really competent Ryu player are like the scariest matchups for me. And sometimes E Honda too, a really good E Honda and a really good Blanca. I take those back. E Hondas and Blanca players, they're really good, especially in like hyper fighting. Hey, what's going on, Carlos? Welcome back to the chat. Nice, Raging Demon. Oh, and the grab too. Big Slow got me wanting to bust out my Dimitri. Him as he is, I can't nail the Raging Demon input as consistently as he does, but I can hit the quarter circle forward, the double quarter circle forward one, the Midnight Bliss one. I see he doesn't usually go for the kick super, the double quarter circle forward kick super. I'm guessing it's like leaves you too open, you know. But I can see it being useful for chip, trying to get some chip out. Yeah, I appreciate that, Carlos. Yeah, I'm play a whole crap ton of fighting games, and at pretty, you know, decently high skill level, with others that play at a decently high skill level. So we'll definitely change it up here on the channel. If you check out on my community page, I just posted a calendar, everything that's coming up for December. We're gonna have some more Vampire Savior, Vampire Hunter, Darkstalkers Revenge. That's the second Darkstalkers game. We're gonna have some more Super Turbo, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Third Strike, Ultra Street Fighter 4, King of Fighters 98, Garo Mark of the Wolves. What's another one? And Cyberbots. And I'd also throw in a couple other ones. Maybe I'll host a MVC2 lobby if I can get a chance to. Later this week, I'll have X-Men Children of the Atom. Oh yeah, next month also be like Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men versus Street Fighter, and Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. So it's going to be a lot of different games next month. A lot of Capcom fighters, but that's some of my favorite ones. But as we get closer to when City of the Wolves releases, I'll start bringing in more SNK games and Neo Geo stuff. Like get some King of Fighters 2002. I don't think we can play 13 on the PlayStation. I think that's only Steam right now. Maybe King of Fighters 14 or 15. Samurai Showdown, the old ones, the new one. Breaker's Revenge. I even have like games like Rumblefish, Blaz Blue, Guilty Gear, not Strive. I mean, we could play Strive, but Strive's not my favorite. I wish Accent Core was on PlayStation, but it's not. But I was gonna say, Guilty Gear Xrd. That one's pretty good. Ow. Nope. It's so close. Yes! Right call. That was the right call. Whew. Yeah, E Honda's definitely top tier in hyper fighting. Him and Blanca, like a competent E Honda and Blanca will freaking just shred you. But then again, I play Chun-Li and I feel like she's like bottom tier in hyper fighting. Guile's much better. Sure, I have the first Guilty Gear on the Switch, Jesse. I actually kind of dig it. It's busted as all get out, but it's pretty cool. And Carlos, what do you mean by what do I play on? You mean like console or sticks? And as far as KOF, pretty much all of them. Though I haven't put as much time into 15 and 14. And 13, not quite so much. I'm more of like, you know, the old school 98, 97, 2002. Pretty much all of them in that time frame of the King of Fighters game. Gotcha. Well, I'm playing on the PS5 right now, and the stick I'm currently using is the Hori Alpha, I think, what, Victrix? It's the one that has, like, well, this one doesn't have Luke from Street Fighter 6 on it, but there's a Street Fighter 6 version that has, like, Luke as the artwork. But, I mean, I like it. It's easily customizable. It's pretty lightweight, but solid enough that it doesn't move around on my lap at all. The buttons are really good. The stick's really good. It's square gate though. It's Sanwa. I don't know what kind of buttons you call these, but they're, you know, the more the flat ones. So like all you have to do is barely like tap the button and it'll, you know, you'll trigger it. So like for characters like Chun-Li and MASH characters like E Honda and stuff, we have the 100 hand slaps. It's really good for that. But sometimes it can mess with my inputs, like when I'm trying to activate Dark Force in this, because of the buttons being so sensitive. I miss the input quite often. Also, the button layout is different. They call it a noir style. I got used to it and I kind of dig it now. But I'm used to like the old arcade where the buttons are just parallel, like in a line across. But after, like, you know, playing on these ones, those buttons are really kind of uncomfortable to play with because you really kind of have to stretch your fingers out to be hitting them. And plus, usually they're like the buttons, you have to press them down further and harder or whatever to activate to press them. So if I had to recommend a stick from what I played on, I'd say this or the Quamba. Was it the Obsidian? Is that what it's called? Those are pretty good sticks too. But yeah, I definitely recommend the Victrix. I mean, it's easily customizable. I mean, it literally like opens right up. It's got like handles kind of on the side, so it's kind of easy to lug around. Solid. And it's definitely held up. I haven't had to do anything with it, and I played thousands of matches with it. I know with like the arcade 1-up cabinets and everything, the buttons have gone out, so I've had to I haven't replaced them yet, but I need to replace them on my Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet on the one-player side. Kind of partially the reason why I also haven't been on the arcade 1-up in those lobbies playing it. Because I think it's like the heavy kick button and my jab are going out. Again, like I got the replacement. I got arcade quality sticks for like Street Fighter 2 machines. I think they're like Suzo Hap to replace. I just haven't gotten around to it. Plus it'd be my first time doing an undertaking like that to have to like, you know, mod the machine. So I'm a bit nervous to do that. I don't want to mess it up or, you know, run into a whole bunch of complications trying to replace the parts. Gotcha. I wouldn't say the Victrix is very affordable. It was like, I think $200. It's a little expensive, but if you're looking for something affordable, I definitely recommend the Mayflash F700, I think it is, or F7000. I can't remember if it's F700 or F7000. But I have the F500s for the Xbox 360 and Switch, and they're pretty good sticks for being cheapo ones. Like, I definitely recommend them, and they're pretty easy. They're easy-ish to mod, from what I've heard. I've definitely played like so many games of Third Strike and Third Strike Online Edition. Back in the day, I played the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Not a collection, Origins. Before my Xbox 360 finally red-ringed. I'm just pressing buttons now. Okay. You always gotta watch out for Big Slow, because you never know when a freaking random DP's gonna just hit you. And he likes to do it on Wake Up a lot. Like, watch, he's gonna do it here. Oh, nope. See, he didn't do it there. Ah. Oh. Ah. Yeah, I definitely recommend if you played on in the arcades or played on a stick before, just are interested in it, to definitely pick up one, even if it's like a cheaper one, the 8-bit Do, whatever how you said it, or the Mayflash, or you pick up a more expensive stick. It's definitely a different way to play and a lot of fun. You know, I have not even attempted to try to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on a pad. I can imagine it's just not... I mean, I had played it in the past on Dreamcast when I was a kid, and that's all I had. But since like the 360 days and onwards, I've always played with a stick. or at least like a pad with the 6 buttons on the front. Like I could like calling the assist with the left and the right trigger. I guess having them on the left, both left triggers would work, because my brain already kind of uses that for Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I already think of that to be assist 1 and assist 2. And I'd have to probably bind the heavy punch to R1 and the heavy kick to R2. So that way I can hit like those, we call them like the drill claw input and the, smart bomb input. And probably just be easier to hit the double punch, you know, like hitting their supers and everything, having them on the triggers. You know, the crazy thing I think I saw that made me just say, like, you can pretty much play any fighting game with whatever controller you want. And it's not like the racing wheel controller, that dude that played Tekken with it. It was, Dual Kevin. He was playing Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with an Xbox 360, like one of the cheap rock candy ones. And he was using the analog stick, too. And I was like, you can play Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with a pad? Like, I thought that was crazy, because that's just one of those games that, I don't know, I felt like you gotta play it on a stick. Or at least for the longest time I thought like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and a lot of these games too, you had to play on stick, until I just like played on a pad a lot with the Switch. And I started getting used to playing on pad and also playing games like Mortal Kombat and Dragon Ball Fighters. So now the thing is do you play it using the D-pad, or do you play using the analog stick? Because I couldn't believe the stuff he was doing using the analog stick, because he was playing, you know, Deadpool, Hawkeye, and Dante, which requires a lot of, like, DP inputs and, like, stuff that would be harder and more inconsistent to hit playing on the analog stick. Especially like on a cheap, like, rock candy type controller. So yeah, that always impressed me a lot, because he almost always hit everything. He like always nailed his combos. I wonder if he still plays with pad now, because I know he plays a lot of Street Fighter 6. I know a lot of like those really competitive professional players have moved on to like hitbox and leverless with like a million buttons on the face of it and mini macros, and I don't even know. Some of their controllers they have, they're like borderline, you know, like, is that acceptable? I'm telling you, man, like, if a game's meant to have 8 buttons, like, say, Street Fighter 6, where it has the drive rush and drive parry and light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, heavy kick. You shouldn't be able to be binding like everything freaking else underneath the sun to every other, you know, button. Because it's almost like when you do that, you the player that's only playing with 8 buttons, you're putting yourself at like a almost weird kind of disadvantage. Maybe I'm overthinking that, but it is a little excessive. When, you know, back in the day you just go to arcade, and if the arcade machine had 6 buttons and a stick, that's what you had to use, and you had no other choice. I keep forgetting that after I hit that jab jab, I go, there we go. Yeah, I go kicks. Nice. Smart. Nice grab. Oh, what happened there? I didn't mean to do that. What's going on? It's just getting smacked around. Gotta cross myself up. Darn you, you Vegeta looking Dracula mofo. Good game, Big Slow, good game. I appreciate that, Carlos. I don't know, man. I've played them a crap ton, and you know, I don't think I play either one character like Felicia, BB Hood, or Tronpon to the best of their capability. I think there's like other players out there that play those characters way better than I can. But I don't know. I just kind of figured out the strategy, or at least my strategy with them, and kind of like my strategy in general when I play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is meter build like crazy. So that's why I'm like constantly whipping moves with Felicia and BB Hood, and like any chance I can get, I'm trying to, you know, whiff to get that meter, because most of the damage and my output and all that comes from my supers and DHCs and whatnot. And it's just important in general to always have, you know, bars on deck. Whether you need the alpha counter, Or, for instance, I need to just do like a Kitty Sand Super, so that way I'm not getting chipped out by Sentinel with the Sentinel Force drones, whatever they're called. Like, I really love that super for taking out assists, and like, it's so good. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You're talking about the beat 'em up game. Yeah, that one looked pretty good. I've been meaning to try out the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, like Shredder's Revenge. Though for me, like beat 'em ups are kind of one and done game. After I've played through it, I'm not really gonna go back and play it again. Even games like with the replayability built into them, say for instance like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World or Castle Crashers, I just couldn't really bring myself to keep on like replaying the levels and everything just to level up. Have you tried Battle for the Grid? The fighting game, Power Ranger game? That one's pretty cool. It's like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or 3. Maybe that's another game I'll add to the list. The live stream lobby list. I'm not sure how many other people out there really play that one. Oh yeah, and Jesse, I know you mentioned earlier Rage of the Dragons, Neo. I picked that one up on the Switch and been playing it, and, you know, like my spare time while I'm laying in bed and whatnot. It's alright. It's I won't say it's not as intuitive, but it's not as pick up and like you'll get it, you'll be hitting the combos and such like that, because there's pretty much specific routes, or rather specific-ish routes that you got to take for the characters and everything. And I don't know if it just has enough sauce, if that makes sense, you know, like it's good. It's a really good SNK game. Like, it feels like it came straight out of the 90s. But it doesn't really do much different from any of the SNK games. It's got all this, you know, same stuff, the short hop and roll and the 4-button setup as like KOF. It pretty much plays like KOF and Garo, but without the parry just defend mechanic, and without the whole I don't know, it's like it's got a tag team mechanic, but it's not really that in depth. Like the tag team mechanic for it reminds me of like X-Men versus Street Fighter almost. It's pretty much the only time you really tag is when you want to tag any other person. But there is some like invulnerability when you're tagging in your partner when they rush in and do a move. I don't know, I think games that have the tag mechanics should definitely do more with it. Or like assist mechanics. Like I definitely think Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3 and like Dragon Ball Fighters and stuff. Skullgirls, all those games really set the bar for what a tag game should play like. I knew I was gonna miss that. I don't know why I went for it. It's like a Hail Mary. Nice. I was pressing buttons. I should have jumped. Good game, Big Slow. I would play KOF 97, but I mean, I guess I could play the arcade mode because I think there's the emulation or the whatever here on PlayStation Network. But I don't think you can play that online, so I wouldn't be able to hold a lobby for it. But I would definitely play 97. 97 is another one of my favorites of the SNK games. That and like Last Blade. Oh shoot, Last Blade's on PlayStation here, so we could play those games. I mean, if we can't play 97, we'll definitely be playing 98. That's up there in my top 10 fighting games, so you'll start seeing it more in the rotation, for sure. And again, like I said, with City, as it gets closer for City of the Wolves to come out, I'll be playing more and more SNK games to get hyped up for that. Or you got 98 Final Mix or Final Edition. It's KOF 98 Ultimate Match Final Edition, I believe. I mean, they definitely did some updates and game balance changes. Like some characters got some added moves and stuff that they later got in like 2002 and the later KOF games. I think it's really good. Obviously, the majority of the player base still plays the OG 98, the Slugfest version, which I play that one too a lot. I think the Xbox 360 version of the game is... No, I don't think it is. I can't remember if it's the same version as the old one or not. But like, I've definitely played both versions, and I can see the difference in both versions. Like 98 Ultimate Match Final Edition, everything seems to work. Like everything links better. Everything, the combos are easier to land. The input buffer is like, I guess, just better. They definitely did a lot of tweaks to the system. Yeah, the arcades I used to go to back in the day, and the laundromat up the street had MVS machines. So I would see, you know, Samurai Showdown and KOF and Fatal Fury games all the time in there. And, you know, I learned pretty quick going into the arcades that you get the most bang for your buck playing fighting games. especially as you got good at them. And if, like, you don't really care, like, I also realized pretty quick that the bosses were really busted. So when I get to the final boss, I wouldn't keep putting quarters and quarters in to try to beat the final boss. I just go back to the beginning of the arcade mode and start over. So, like, even to this day, usually when I get to, like, the final boss of games and everything, I just opt out and start back over. So you can go to the arcade with like $1 or $2 and be there all freaking night. Like I said, I had a laundromat and 7-Eleven up the road that always had like Street Fighter or Virtual Fighter. It would have what was it? The skating rink up the road had Marvel superheroes in it. So, yeah. A bunch of other games too, but those are like definitely the ones I remember fondly and look back on. Shoot, our laundromat up the street had the 4-player X-Men beat 'em up arcade machine, which was so cool. Good guard cancel. Gotta get him with that Dark Force shenanigans. Oop, I rolled right into that. Yeah, I just get out of that. Jesus, come here, you slippery Cyber Sub-Zero. There we go. Good game, buddy. Yeah, that was Marvel Superheroes for me, seeing that the skating rink where I was probably like 6, 7 years old or whatever in elementary school. I distinctly remember going against my brother the first time playing Hulk, and he was playing Juggernaut, and to this day I have mained Hulk whenever I play Marvel Superheroes or Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, and I mained him for a long time in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I made him in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Infinite. So yeah, long time main of the Hulk. Shoot, it's like whenever you're going against Big Slow, you gotta treat him like he has freaking EXDPs on deck, like all the time. I never know when he's gonna throw it out. Damn, it just feels like I'm chipping away at him. There we go. Yep. Good game. I gotta say, I think you probably have one of the best Dimitris in the business. Good stuff. Yeah, usually Hulk's always pretty solid character. He's at least, you know, like mid-tier in the games he's in. I know he's considered low-tier in Marvel superheroes because he doesn't have all the infinites and whatnot that like Iron Man and Spider-Man and Wolverine have access to. Shit, I think almost every character in that game has an infinite, almost. Besides Hulk and Juggernaut. Maybe Magneto. I don't think Magneto has an infinite either. They kind of toned him down from him being a boss in Children of the Atom. But I mean, besides not having an infinite Marvel superheroes, Hulk is really good. He's got probably one of the best, like, guard crush, if you want to call it that, infinity counter. Well, I guess the infinity counter is like a guard crush, and it's really good in it. And his gamma crush super is really good for just like clipping people jumping in, catching people just throwing a limb out that's too long. So like Juggernaut, a lot of times Juggernauts jump in with the heavy punch, and you can literally hit them full screen with them throwing that out there with the gamma crush, and it'll land. So if you can build the bar with a lot of stomps in the air, he's pretty good. But he's definitely meter dependent. That is for sure. You definitely want to have the gamma crush and the infinity counter on deck as much as you can. And you definitely abuse the gems. Abuse those infinity gems, because he definitely can benefit from the speed and the power up one and the super armor. The super armor, that gives him like an extra. Well, I guess he doesn't have the extra armor in Marvel superheroes, but it definitely helps. Let's go fish. Put him in the bubble. Ooh, I'm telling you, man, that was a heck of a mash to get out of there. I think you can mash to get out of the toxins quicker, if I'm not mistaken. Shoot, there's still so much about these old games. I'm like, how's that work? Like, I know guard cancels in this. I didn't know that for the longest time there was like a random factor to it where the faster you press the buttons, the more likely you'll get the tech. It's not like a guaranteed tech push every time, like push block works in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or 3. Like, sometimes you can just push 2 buttons and you'll get the tech, and sometimes it takes all 6 or 7 button presses, however, whatever it is, to get the tech to come out. Hazel, stop scratching the chair. Hazel, put it out. Sorry about that. Little kitty scratching up one of my computer chairs. Shoot, they done scratched it all up. I have another one, but I had to put it out on the outside patio deck because it is all torn up. For some reason, they really like that like imitation leather pleather stuff. They love tearing into it, especially when it's got like that cotton behind it. Fishman! Bubble! Ooh, I rolled right into that one. Good. Good stuff. Yep. Try not to get backed in that corner. Oh, no, no, not the bubble pressure. Ah, I tried to hop out of there. I was trying to wall jump. I didn't land it. Nice. That's it. Good stuff, Dimorphodon. We got one of the best fish in the biz in the lobby tonight. Let's give it up for the fish man. Hey, Sprite Fighter, Retro Fighter, Megatron. Welcome back, buddy. Hey, I no offense to it. My feelings weren't hurt or nothing at all, buddy. I don't know what was going on, but again, I wouldn't block anybody unless, like, I absolutely had to. If you were, like, just being completely outrageous and disrespectful to other people and all that in the chat. Like I said, you've never shown a reason here in my chat for any of that, so. I mean, that's pretty much what this one is. It's a scratching post at this point. I don't know, for a while they left it alone because we had it in one of the other rooms. But now that, you know, I've got it back here in the game room. And now that I'm in here, you know, they like to come in, join in, and scratch it up. Have you been able to post videos? I feel like I haven't seen anything on my subscription page of any videos you posted here lately. If you had, usually I see all that. Oh, I see why. I have to subscribe to the new channel. Okay. Well, I just did that, so I should be seeing that now. Yeah, I was still subscribed to the Megatron Gaming. I mean, I really enjoy watching your content, man. Like I said, it kind of takes me back of how it was when, you know, I'd be in the room playing as a kid, the TVs we would have, playing on those consoles. And of course, growing up, I've always had a love and passion for playing fighting games, so seeing like Vampire Saber being played on the Sega Saturn, Third Strike and Alpha 3 and stuff being played on the Dreamcast and the Saturn's really cool. Alpha 3 or whatever on the PlayStation, or you have the Alpha Anthology on PS2. But I remember having like Alpha 3 and Street Fighter EX Alpha Plus and Street Fighter EX 2 on the PlayStation. I never got the third one that was on PS2, but I definitely played the first two on PlayStation. Those are really cool games. Well, I'm really sorry you're going through that with YouTube. I don't know what it could be. I haven't been on YouTube long enough, at least, like, creating content and doing live streaming and going into other people's live chats and whatnot until recently here. So I don't know what it could be. Which, by the way, Retro Fighter, I'm pretty hyped to play the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 when that comes out. That has an Alpha 3 upper and both the CVS games, and that would be a blast to play again. I play a lot of Alpha 3. I mean, I like all the Alpha games, all the Street Fighter 3 games. Even Street Fighter 3 New Generation. I know I've said it a couple of times now, but even that one I like going back and playing. I think that's maybe a mostly nostalgia thing, because I remember the arcade I go to a lot would have that one. They didn't have Second Impact or Third Strike. It only had the first one. And nobody would play the machine. I'd go over and play the machine all the time because I thought it was a lot of fun. I was like, why nobody play this? I was like, this is better than, at the time I wasn't really into Street Fighter 2. So I thought, you know, Street Fighter 3 New Generation was better than Street Fighter 2 and Hyper Fighting and all those editions. It wasn't until I got older and stuff that I really grew the appreciation for Hyper Fighting and Super Turbo. You have to unlock Alpha 3 Hyper and Upper in it? I remember having the Street Fighter Alpha Anthology on PS2. I just don't remember how much time I actually put into that. I know like around that time when the PS2 came out, I wasn't playing as much fighting games. I was like playing Grand Theft Auto and shooters a lot on the Xbox. You know, I've had a couple people now suggest that I do some streams of me recording the cabinets I have, because I have the big blue Street Fighter 2 arcade 1-up cabinet and of course the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 arcade cabinet. And I want to do that. I just need to get a better phone and everything, or at least like some sort of camera that I can easily plug into like a shoot, what I got, a Chromebook, you know, something like that, where I can live stream that way. But I don't know if, because I'm already live streaming, I can live stream on the phone, or if the whole like 1,000 subscriber or whatever it is still like applies to that. Because that might be the case, and I might be kind of stuck to having to using the PC, Chromebook, or the PlayStation. I know the PlayStation camera's quality is not good enough to pick up an arcade one up. It wouldn't look that good, so I definitely have to get a better phone, or again, like I said, a camera. I do know once I get a better phone here, I'll start doing the TikTok lives as I'm also streaming here on YouTube, so to kind of branch out further and get more viewers and whatnot, and more people joining into the lobbies. Because I mean, in the end, I just want more people to play the games with. Nice. I had all them bars, and I didn't really do nothing with it. I do have a tablet. I just don't know how the video quality is on it. Again, like, that's a big thing. Like, I keep saying a phone, but like a good phone with like a really good camera that at least records in like 1080 60 frames per second. It's got to at least record 60 frames per second when it comes to fighting games. So and that'd probably just be the easiest thing, because the phone I have right now is like a Motorola G that comes with like the plan you have. It's okay, but it's nothing great. It doesn't have any memory. I barely have any apps on it, and can't really put anything else on there or take any more photos or videos. Yeah, my plan is to get. I do already have a TikTok account ready to go and everything. I just haven't put anything out there or done anything on it. But like I said, once I get that, I'm gonna start doing the TikTok live as well as the live stream at the same time. Start getting in that crowd as well. I'm gonna try to start making some shorts and stuff, and out of the streams I put out and some of the videos I've done. But that's more of a time investment that I'm already putting a lot into it, on top of working a full-time job and having a family and the fur babies and whatnot. So we'll see. I definitely know it'll help grow the channel. But like for me, I don't really watch shorts. I'm not really watching like TikTok videos a lot, so it's not really my thing. So like when I'm doing the uploading for the YouTube videos, I'm doing these live streams, I'm enjoying myself, I'm having a lot of fun. I really like to do this. I don't really know if I want to be like doing the YouTube shorts. It doesn't really feel like it's an enjoyable thing to be like just editing down these little videos and stuff. But I know it's other people that really love to edit videos and everything, so to each their own. I don't know, I just kind of like to do some basic editing, cut out the trim out the fat, all that kind of unnecessary loading screens or whatever, and in between match stuff, and you know, upload it. Yeah, Carlos, I mean, there's the guy, I think his name's Daryl Sung, who plays Mortal Kombat on the arcade cabinet. I think he has a real machine too. I don't know if he just plays on arcade one-up cabinets. I'm pretty sure he has a real machine. But his channel grew, and that's like all he does all the time is playing Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3 against people online. There's... Who else does something similar to that? I believe it's Killer Instinct or Killer Arcade Cabinets or something like that. Killer Instinct Arcade, where he's always playing on like original hardware, and I believe he has an arcade one-up of it too. There's a few guys out there that I've watched and I'm subscribed to and everything that, you know, that's what they do. They play on the cabinets and the real hardware and stuff all the time, and they've really grown an audience. Oh, there's that one guy, well, he plays on Fightcade a lot, but DJ Ilk, or DJ ILK, he's like the best old school Street Fighter 2, like hyper fighting. I think he plays Championship Edition. I don't think he plays Turbo at all. But he's like one of the best Street Fighter 2, like the old school Street Fighter 2 players out there. And that's all he plays like all the time. And he gets like 200, 300 viewers in his streams. And I'm pretty sure he's, like he's not English. He's not English. He doesn't, you know, speak English natively or anything like that. So like a lot of people that watch him, you know, can't even understand what he's saying. Yeah, Killer Arcade Games, that's it. Yeah, I watch his channel a lot. I don't know, I like watching when they're playing on the original hardware or just playing on the arcade machine. It's a whole nostalgic thing, you know? It takes me back and makes me miss like how the arcades used to be, that they weren't like full of these money grabbing machines where you only get to play for like 2 seconds on there, and then you have to put a whole, like, swipe your card and for a whole nother $1 or $2 just to, you know, same thing. Or they're all just like ticket grabber games. Like you'll play a racing game and you only get to play for like 30 seconds into a minute and play another $1. But then again, I haven't been to like the real arcades like Galloping Ghost and Chinatown Fair or whatever it's called now. Like I know those still have like legit arcade games in them, like the old school ones, fighting games and DDR and like just the cool stuff, you know, like the stuff we all grew up with, Crazy Taxi, Hydro Thunders, and House of the Deads. Time Crisis 2. Yeah, most of the arcades I've been to these days have been like Dave and Buster's and all that, and some of these like retro arcades that they try to like be hip and cool, but all they have is like a busted Street Fighter 2 cabinet that hardly works, and Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet where the joystick on the player 2 side doesn't work, and pinball machines where half of them don't work, and it's not really like a playable arcade. It's like a museum arcade. It's more to like just look at and like, oh wow, that's cool. Gotcha. I don't have any like real arcade machines. I just have the arcade one up, so I wouldn't really have an issue recording those in 60 frames per second. And I don't play with scan lines and stuff, like, not the filters. I really don't like the scan line filters and stuff they put on these games. Yeah, I'd love to go to one of those arcades, but there's not really too many of those near where I live. I'd have to definitely travel. I'm kind of the only person I know in my area that even plays fighting games, or at least, you know, all the people I talk to are, you know, acquaintances and coworkers and whatnot. It's a pretty niche crowd, us fighting game players. Like, we have a shop in the mall where it's like Magic the Gathering and people that like do the Pokemon and Dungeons and Dragons, and one of those kind of shops. And like, they got a whole crowd that comes out for that, but there's nobody for fighting games. Like, every time we've gone and like asked about that, like my girlfriend goes in, talks to them, and asks about it and stuff, and yeah, they, you know, not a whole lot of people are into that. Like, maybe you got some people who like Smash Brothers, but that's about it. And you know, I'll be that person to go out there and say that Smash Brothers is a fighting game, because I feel like it's a fighting game. And it's one I do play. It's been a little while since I've played it, but I do play it. And yes, I'm a filthy Samus and Richter Belmont main, but I just have to play my Metroidvania characters. So, like, some of my favorites, I gotta play them, so... Yes, fake scan lines and the filters are like, I don't know, they all just kind of look ugly. I'd rather see the pixels and the game kind of look vibrant, because all those filters and everything just kind of dulls the graphics down. Nice. No, not the damage. I said, yeah, I haven't really been doing a whole lot of my dash in here, or my wall jumps. So I need to start incorporating those more. Nice. Nah, I knew it was coming. I still freaking blocked low. Good stuff. I knew it was coming. Sometimes your brain just goes into autopilot mode. Yeah, Retro Fighter. There's a huge argument where people always want to say Smash Bros. Is not a fighting game, and like, just look at it. It's like, it's a fighting game. Come on. Like, I understand the fighting game community wants to distance themselves from the Smash community. But unfortunately, like, that community is starting to, like, trickle over. Anyways, it was gonna happen because Smash Bros. Is a fighting game, so people that are into that can obviously be interested in other fighting games. So now those players are kind of like trickling over into Guilty Gear Strive and Multiverses and Street Fighter 6 and stuff like that, you know? But when you really think about it, in reality, like, those kinds of people, they're in every community. The ones that you hear about a lot when it comes to Smash Brothers, the ones that need to take showers and don't know what deodorant is and are very immature and like, you know, preying on kids and stuff that are younger than them, all that good stuff. So again, it's like in almost every community, not just like fighting games or, you know, video games in general, but it's definitely prevalent in the Smash community, and you hear about more so in that community. And it's funny because I've only been to like one Smash Brothers type tournament, and I've been to a couple other different tournaments. They're like, you know, like grassroots type thing, very small stuff. But that was back where I was living back before. And the Smash tournament was a whole other thing. Like, they were just dirty and loud and immature and disrespectful and unplugging their controller and the heck is that what you call when you purposely lose stocks? It was all that, like all of that, and just a regular old, like, basic, I think it was like 12 or 13 entrants or whatever. It wasn't even that big or anything, and yet it was like all of that. All the stuff that you hear about in the Smash tournament, all that happened in that small little tournament. And then, of course, I did like a King of Fighters 15 when that released. I entered a tournament for that. Complete opposite. Same thing when it was like Dragon Ball Fighters. And we did this little thing where it was like a competition where they spun a wheel and it was a bunch of different games that we had to play. So it was like Dragon Ball Fighters, Rocket League, and it was all sorts of different genres of games. And like that tournament was a whole different feel and everything compared to the Smash tournament they held. It was just a bad look, and definitely didn't. It makes me not want to, you know, enter into a Smash tournament in the future. Well, a good example of how toxic, air quotes, toxic, the Smash community is, just go on the Reddit, and there's a whole Reddit post called Smash Rage. And it's just nothing but people raging, like cursing out, like just everything under the sun about like competitive Smash players. And people just playing like online on there and stuff, and just people complaining about certain characters and gameplay styles and all that good stuff. I know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, just check it out once. It's ridiculous. It's like almost like what the Sparking Zero community is turning out to be. Like, where every single Reddit post is like a rage quit or somebody complaining about the game. Like, I don't mean to call out the Spark and Zero Reddit community and all that good stuff, but that's like all they do is like rage quit posts and complain about the game right now. And again, like Smash Bros is like that, where it's just nothing but ragers and immature people. Modern FGC. You got that right, buddy. I feel like rage quitting is the person is doing that because they lost the match or whatever, and they're trying to get back at you in some, like they're trying to come up at you, you know, like, haha, you didn't get me, I left before you can get me, you know. And then they're gonna proceed to even possibly troll you afterwards, maybe send you a message on PSN saying some stuff, and they want you to respond. I don't ever really respond to it. I might even send them like a little cat smiley face or something. That's it. Like, but you know, that's all it is they're just trying to. They lost. They're salty and they're trying to get at you. You know. I mean, it's almost always disrespectful against the person, you know, they're rage quitting. Or the person that's rage quitting, it's disrespectful toward, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, just, if you're gonna lose, just finish out the match, you know? If you're rage quitting to save points, points are pointless. I mean, yes, rank is cool and all, but in the end, you should be having fun with the game. And if all you're doing is grinding ranked and you're not having fun, you're gonna get to your goal and you're just gonna quit playing the game, you know? Which I see that a lot with modern games. Cough cough, Street Fighter 6. Cough cough. Sorry. I don't know, I just see a lot of streamers and people uploading videos and stuff, and for the most part I don't see them having a whole lot of fun. Like, by the time they're done with their stream, they're like almost like, oh god, you know, like, thank god it's over, like, you know. Like, I have a series on here where I was trying to do the road to master rank, and maybe I'll get back into Street Fighter 6 as they update it and stuff kind of changes around with it. But for the most part, I just find myself not to have too much fun with it, so I'd much rather go back and play these older games and stuff, and that's just where my heart is. Shoot, I had a brother like that, Carlos. He would get so mad. He was such a sore loser. He would always be like, turned off the console, or he smashed the controllers, or all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, with Street Fighter 6, it's like, I don't know, it's like the best way I can explain it, it's homogenized. Like every character kind of does the same thing, or at least like the game plan with all the characters is, you know, kind of the same thing. It's like there's one dominant strategy in it, and if you're not playing that strategy and know like the optimal combo routes and how to manage your drive meter, you're playing at a huge disadvantage pretty much. And it's like huge, like the risk for all the interactions, like say you knock down the opponent and they're waking up and you have the Oki, like you don't really have the Oki. Like they could guess right and take off like 50% or more of your health. Like it never really feels like you have the Oki. It never feels like you have the advantage in Street Fighter 6. At least that's the way it feels to me. Even like with Burnout, like, I don't care for the whole Burnout thing. But yeah, it's definitely a game that's got figured out very quick. Like in the first month, the game was figured out, and like I said, there's pretty much one dominant strategy, and every character plays that strategy. Like, you cannot zone in that game. Zoning is not a thing. You cannot sit back and just pepper fireballs. Like, if Sagat was to come out, he would probably be a crappy character in it. Unless he can drive rush behind, like, all his fireballs. If he could do that, then probably he'd be one of the most busted characters. But if they made it to where he can't do that, then... Yeah, but see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, like, make it to where the characters... all implement drive rush in a certain way, and then it just becomes drive gauge Street Fighter the game. Sorry about that, Big Slag. I was on a talking rant. I wasn't paying attention. I should be giving you my full attention. My bad, buddy. I mean, I wouldn't say creativity is necessarily gone, but like, again, like Street Fighter 6 is figured out. Like, they know, everybody knows the optimal Ryu combo and Chun-Li combos. Well, I won't say everybody knows, but it's out there. Like, it's well documented now. Literally, like the first month, all that stuff was well documented on how you should be playing the game optimally. Like, what is the best strategy to play? And now, with all these older games that you have, you could play like Big Slow's playing right now. He's literally like DPing randomly, like dashing forward, dashing back, doing random kicks, and it works. Then again, I could play Dimitri, and I just do a bunch of dash-in DPs and dash-in Midnight Blisses and Raging Demons and stuff, and play a whole different way than he's playing, and it could also work. And then somebody else can come around and just do nothing but like fireballs and tornado kicks the entire time, and that can work. So, you know, you could have 3 different people play the same character in 3 different styles, and all 3 different styles will work. You're not going to see that in Street Fighter 6. Each Ryu player plays Ryu exactly the same. Yes, maybe you'll have somebody who goes into Burnout, like who will purposely go into Burnout, like does not care at all for that, but otherwise they still play the character the same way. Because you have to. If you want to play the game optimally, you have to play it a certain way. And that's just not the case with a lot of these older games. Like, I had brought up the point in the discussion before about pretty much this whole topic here and how there is no real variety when you're watching it, and then you can't tell who's playing at the moment. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like professional play, like Tokido and Bonchan. I mean, I guess Dustin Wong competes in Street Fighter 6. Yeah, he does. But you get what I'm saying. Like, a lot of the professional players that you see, you won't be able to tell the difference between each other if the names weren't up on the screen. Like, if you have two Lukes mirrored in front of each other, is it Menor-D? Is it Tokido? Is it... I don't even know how else all plays Luke. Nephew? No, he plays Jury. Broski? No, he plays Ryu. I think he plays Aki now too. Like, I watch some of the Street Fighter 6 and I'm up to date with it and everything, but it's just not my favorite Street Fighter. But yeah, the point I was trying to get at is that you won't be able to tell who's playing if the names weren't up on the screen during these tournaments. But if back in the day, when we used to watch Ultra Street Fighter 4, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 tournaments and stuff, we could tell who was playing just by the character choice and how they were playing that character. Like, if I said, okay, we have a tournament match right now, it's Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I'm not going to put any names up on the screen. Player 1 is playing Wolverine, Storm, Akuma, and Player 2 is playing Hulk, Hagar, and Sentinel. Who are these two players? And if you were in that scene during the time, I guarantee you instantly be like, oh yeah, that's Justin Wong and Kane Blue River. Like, you'll know exactly which people are playing those teams. And I did just bring up a team game, but like, for instance, Ultra Street Fighter 4. Let's say we have somebody playing Dudley. And then we also have somebody playing Balrog. I mean, come on. It's more than likely going to be Smug playing and PR Balrog. Like, it's got to be, There was a couple other Dudley players and one or two Balrog players, but like, they were the top ones for sure. And again, the example can just go on and on. Bonchan, I think, played Sagat in that. Tokido was a Akuma player. Daigo played Ryu. He played Yun during the arcade edition, and then he went to Evil Ryu. And again, like, it was like, as soon as the characters pop up on the screen, I wouldn't have to look at the names. Like Zangief, oh, Snake Eyes. Like, come on, like, these days a Zangief player can be in a tournament and it's Menor-D. Like, what? Like, so yeah, the originality and the individuality is really gone with a lot of the modern fighting games. It's like the developers make the game in a certain way where it's like, you gotta play the game that way. Like, these old arcade games, a lot of times the developers made the game in a certain way, and the players figured out all the busted stuff and are completely playing the game in a whole different way that the developers intended. And that's what makes these games very special, in my book. Hey, I feel you on that guy in the corner. I get what you're saying. But again, still, like, I feel like people in the day were playing, Street Fighter 4 optimally. And yet, all sorts of strategies worked. You had Sagat that could zone, and you had a Sagat that would, FAD, like, Tiger Uppercut, FADC into Ultra and all that good stuff. Like, you could still have some different strategies and they would work out, and game plans that work out. Like, again, zoning doesn't exist in Street Fighter 6. The only game plan that works is, like, Rushdown, pretty much. Like, it's Street Fighter 6, the mix. Because that's what's happening all the time in that mix city. Yo. Nice. I gotta get out of that corner. I want that bubble pressure. No! Okay, that's not so bad. Nope. Up. Oh, I missed that Dark Force activation. Ah, no! Nice. Oh, that was a close one. Darn bubble pressure. And see, like, something like that, they would immediately take that out of the game. That would only be in the game, like Street Fighter 6, for like a day or two. And they'd be like, oh no, that's too busted. We gotta take that out. Fishman can't do that. He can't be putting people in bubble mixes or bubble pressure. We gotta take that out. Even though, like, half the cast in this game have an answer for it. Like, I could jump off the wall. I could hit him before the bubble hits me. Other characters can teleport, like Dimitri. He can dash forward past the bubble. Zabel, Lord Raptor, he can teleport underneath it. Some characters can, you know, fly up and hover over it. Anacharis can backdash in the corner and appear on the other side. So yeah, again, like, all these characters have options to actually get out of it. But in a modern game, they're like, oh no, wait, that's way too strong. That's too much. All they have to do is just keep putting the bubble in the corner, and no, we're gonna take that out. He can't do that, or they'll just make it to where it's nowhere. It doesn't have nowhere near the same properties. Shoot, guy in the corner. I would love to see somebody put a mod out where they took out the drive gauge. Like, the whole drive rush, drive impact, all of that, and made, like, the EX moves take half of your super meter. And bring back chip. Like, pretty much, like, not have the negative penalties for frame data and stuff that you have when you're in Burnout, but pretty much make it to where chip's now back on the table. I mean, the only mechanic I personally would like them to keep, but them to rework to be like third strike, is the parry. I would like them to do the parry mechanic and everything, but definitely rework that, because it's just kind of dumb to be able to parry with pushing a button and holding it. And it's not that good to use. It's like you got parry, which should be super, super strong. Like, it's a game-defining mechanic in Street Fighter Third Strike, and it's not the game-defining mechanic in Street Fighter 6. The defining mechanic in that is drive rush. Without a doubt, like 100% drive rush, drive rush, drive rush. That's what dictates, like, the game. And parry's such a cool thing, and it gets blown up so easily by freaking a grab that if you hit somebody with the throw while they're parrying, they take like, what, 25% damage? So all it takes is 4 good guesses in the game and you're dead. Which is very easy to do because throw loops in Street Fighter 6 is definitely a thing. Hey, I feel you, Retro Fighter. I really don't like how they did the parry mechanic, but that's just, you know, my opinion. You know, everybody, I should not say everybody, but a lot of people, you know, really praise Street Fighter 6, and it should get its praise. It's got a good story mode, like the World Tour mode or whatever it's called. It's got the Battle Hub, which is really cool. I think a lot of fighting games should have that as their, like, lobby system. And the online connection and everything is really great. Like, and since there's so many people playing, it's so easy to find matches. You hop in ranked, and like less than a minute later, you're in a match. And again, the connection's really good, even when people are playing on Wi-Fi and stuff. Like, you might get some rollback frames and such, but it's still very, very playable. I just think that it's the moment-to-moment gameplay is too much dictated by drive rush and the drive gauge in general, and playing one particular type of game style, like Unga Bunga, I'm gonna guess what I'm doing type of gameplay. Like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do next. Like, that's how those competitive players are winning them tournaments. I mean, they're obviously really good. They're really solid. They got all their combos optimally mapped out, planned out, you know. But at the same time, they're like playing crazy too. They're doing stuff like, why would you DP there? Like, why would you do that there? And it hits. So... Alright, Big Slow, let's do this. Jesus. I'm just keep getting clipped. I'm pushing buttons. Gotta take my time here. Nice guard cancel. That was a bit of a Hail Mary. Oh, I'm so close to be. Yeah. I was like, I'm so close to just one more hit taking me out. I'm telling you, I really got to shake the rust off when it comes to Vampire Savior. I got to sit down at the cabinet and put some practice in. My Felicia is a little rusty, just a little bit. I mean, I can see why the Japanese developers prefer delay-based netcode, because when the connection is solid, like both connections on both sides is solid, it's better than rollback. At least I think so. Rollback, you have all these like weird skips, and like a lot of times, like say for instance in just this game, I'll go for a Dark Force activation, and you'll see the screen flash like the Dark Force happened, but then the rollback kicks in, and the Dark Force doesn't actually happen, and I'm like, okay, well, I know I pressed the buttons together and I should be in there, but the rollback either picks my light punch or light kick to come out first, and it doesn't come out. So you have issues like that where you wouldn't really run into that with delay-based netcode. The only issue you're going to run into is the delay, you know, the input delay and such. But again, you can kind of, I won't say bypass that, but like, you know, you can tweak the input delay, just kind of like how you can do with the these games and like the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, where you can tweak back like how many frames and everything your input delay is at. So like, so I was getting at, I can understand why delay-based work, because in Japan, you know, it's an island, they're all close to each other, so the connection for the most part should be really good with each other. Everybody should have solid connections. I'm guessing they're probably thinking the same thing in America and other countries, but like America's really big, and a lot of us are actually really spread out from each other. Like it's a pretty large landmass, so the connection's not always the best. So rollback in that case works better because it still keeps going. You don't have the slowdown and the pausing and all that, but you have all the weird rollback frame skips and crap. Hey, Retro Fighter, you talking about the first art of fighting? Because, I mean, that first art of fighting is a bit of a, I won't say janky, but it's stiff. It's a very stiff playing game. But the Real Bout series is really good. And of course, Garo, Mark of the Wolves is excellent. Shit, I'm talking about Fatal Fury, and you're talking about Art of Fighting. I mean, I have played the first Art of Fighting, and again, it's a little bit stiff, but I don't think I've ever really played the other ones. Oh, thank you, Cbo08, for that. Cat love. Meow. think it's becoming a little too predictable with my jump-ins. Good pursuit. I'm just not in my zone tonight. That's okay. Like I said, I'm kind of missing my timing, my flow when it comes to my Felicia combos and whatnot. I've been playing too much Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Well, that was a very nice friend to give you his copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because that's still going for $60+. I remember when I got it for the Xbox, it was like 60, 70 bucks. And that's when it originally came out. Now it's like over 100 bucks. At least. I look forward to the videos when you release them, buddy. Like I said, I like Real Bout 2 and what's the other one? Is it Real Bout Perfect? Where it's like a better version of the first Real Bout game. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, Real Bout 2, and I think that I can't remember how many Real Bout games are. Is there 3? I think there's a 1. There's like a 1 perfect, and then there's 2. I can't remember if there's a 3rd one or not. Yeah, that's it. Real Bout Special. Not Real Bout Perfect. Real Bout Special. I'm thinking of World Heroes Perfect or whatever it's called. You know, I think that was a pretty good trade. To be honest, there's really not a whole lot of NES games like worth keeping the and an NES for. Like legit, there's probably about like what 10 or 15 games that are like really good and actually like still kind of worth playing to this day. Like the first Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest 2, 3, and 4. The first one's kind of basic. Legend of Zelda 1 and 2. The second one not so much, but the first one's a classic. card. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to go use the restroom and get something to drink. What's the first fighting game scene I got into? I've never really been into like a scene per se. The first tournaments I ever went to were like way back in the day. They were very, very like kind of like small things that a couple of like game stores, like local ones that were holding, but they were for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Street Fighter 3rd Strike, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I ended up winning, I think was the second place for 3rd Strike, and got a gift card, a GameStop gift card for that. And I won first place for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and ended up winning, I think it was like a Dreamcast bundle. It wasn't this system, but it was like a bundle of forget what games it was, and like a couple controllers. It was like a neat little package they had for it. But as far as like communities, I mean, this would probably be the first community I've ever been a part of. Is guys like Big Slow, Dimorphodon, and such. The guys I've met playing Vampire Savior and some of the other fighting games. I've always kind of just been a lone wolf playing ranked all by myself. And unfortunately, with games like this, you can't do that. You know, the community's already really small, so the best thing you can do is, you know, try to hold some lobbies and set times so everybody can get together to play. I definitely like to continue this and, you know, grow this, what we kind of got going on right now. Start introducing more fighters, playing different games. Kind of give it that, you know, arcade feel of playing the old King of the Hill style, where, like, you know, winner stays on the cabinet, he stays on the sticks. Nice. I'm just missing all my openings. Oh, I just put myself right in that corner. Oh, good call. No, not another bubble. Yeah, that's it. Should have jumped out of that second one. The wall jump out, but... oh well. Next time. Oh, you funny, Dennis. That's definitely a different game. That's Marvel vs. Capcom 2, buddy. Though, maybe next time when I play some ranked, I might actually play that team. Cable and Bison and Nash. Oh shoot, I'm late to seeing this, but good night, Carlos. Till next time. You know, that is kind of why that rule kind of carried over in tournament play, where you can like change your character if you won. Do you think that shouldn't be a thing? That like in a tournament, say you won a match, you can go ahead the next match play a different character or team? I mean, I can see why in certain games like Super Turbo and everything, where they're like, it's a really matchup heavy game, or like the old school Street Fighter hyper fighting, where it's very much a matchup dependent game and everybody counter picks. That's why they don't do that, but I don't know, I feel like if you wanted to switch to a different character for whatever reason, you should be able to, even if you won. Like, if I won just barely playing with I don't know, Tall Bane in this game, and then the next match I'm like, nah, I want to switch to Felicia because I'm much more confident with Felicia. I should be able to do that. You know, it's not like I'm counter picking the opponent because he picked a certain character. It's just because I want to play a character that I'm more confident in. And I shouldn't just be locked into playing Tallbane. Just because I won. And definitely, you know, like for arcade mode, you should be able to like switch characters. You shouldn't have to be stuck and locked in. But at the same time, it's like I don't really mind because I usually main 1 or 2 characters in most games. Or it is what it is. Got him. Finally. My losing streak is over. No, I feel you. I definitely agree. Like, I was just saying, I'm used to it because I'm, you know, used to the arcade days and everything where you couldn't. But I definitely agree that you should be able to pick, you know, a different character regardless if you won or not. And that should be, like, in tournaments, and that should be in all fighting games. Ow. Nice. No, don't you start that bubble pressure. No, you know, I'm going. Oh, I don't know why I just spinned right into that. Oh. Oh, I was holding up back. Oh, that was close. I mean, what chaos would there really be? Because, I don't know, like, you couldn't really counterpick at that point, because, like with certain games like Super Turbo, and where counterpicking is a big deal. Because if you can pick whoever, if you win or lose, then, I don't know. I guess it definitely puts a little bit more, like, stakes on the line. Like, having to make the decision of locking in with a certain character. I can definitely see both sides of the argument. And Dimorphodon's got that bubble pressure on lockdown, buddy. It's a shame it's taken me this long to get into that groove again. But good games, guys. Good games. Right? This and Gygus from was it Earthbound? Probably like the two most unnecessary images in video games. Like, no joke, I don't know how this game slipped past all the crazy moms and stuff like that, and all the politicians back in the day when they were trying to create the, what do you call it, the ESRB rating thing for video games, like Mortal Kombat. They're trying to make it an adult rating game and all that good stuff because of the gore. I'm trying to remember what other games that, like, were on that list. But, like, I don't think Vampire Savior was on there. There's like blood, and there's all sorts of crazy stuff in this game. And of course, it's over-sexualized too. Yes. I'm finally getting back into the groove with it. Yeah, I rolled right into that one. I should have known the bubble was coming. Yeah, I rolled right into that one. Good stuff. Alright guys, we're coming close to the end of this live stream. Just want to thank everyone for coming out. Another reminder that we'll be streaming some X-Men Children of the Atom later this week, as well as another Super Turbo lobby. Will be a Children of the Atom lobby as well. I'm still deciding whether to do that Wednesday or Thursday, and Super Turbo will definitely be Saturday night. I'll put the heads up out there. Also, if you haven't already, check out the community tab on my channel. I have put a calendar up for what I have scheduled for the month of December. It's got all the lobbies and everything that I plan to hold, and it has some of the live streams I also plan to do, like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Road to Ultimate Grandmaster. I plan to get back into some more Dragon Ball FighterZ and my Road to Zeno, and also try out Ghostface in Mortal Kombat 1. We have the DevilCat and Dino Roar Let's Plays, so we might be playing some Call of Duty, or who knows, maybe we'll try out Ghostface together or play something else. Also, I wanted to bring a whole new genre to the channel, and that's the Soulsborne Metroidvania. I'm a huge fan of those style of games, so I'm thinking I'm going to start with Bloodborne. At least that's what I have scheduled up there, what I plan to play. I have started that game. I've gotten through like the first area, the main area, but I kind of dropped it and haven't played it since. So that's one of the ones I want to start with, and also because I've been wanting to play that game for so long, and I got it like 2 years ago, and I've just been putting it off, and it's just a good reason to finally play it. Because I've played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Elden Ring, and those are some of my favorite games, so definitely want to play Bloodborne. And also play some Metroidvanias and everything, including like Hollow Knight. Well, I played Hollow Knight, but I might play it again because I love it so much. It's so good. Ori and the Blind... Well, no, not Ori and the Blind Forest. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I haven't beaten that one, so I want to go back and play that one. And yeah, Axiom Verge. Go back and play some of those ones, some of the classics. For sure. Well, I'm going to play about one more match, and we're going to call it a night. Let's see if I can get one more W. Nice, fold right into those. Always doing that. Oh, nice, smart. He knew I was gonna roll. He made the right read for sure. Yeah, I've been getting used to using the kitty helper, and I kind of just use her as a projectile. I'll like throw her out and I'll block, and kind of almost play defensively with it. Like I've seen other people do like the little I won't call it an infinite combo because obviously you run out of Dark Force, but there's a little infinite type combo that you can land that you usually end it with the roll super. Oh, I'm talking, and he's got me in the bubble loop. Oh, that was so close. Good game. Good game, Dimorphodon. Your fishman is unmatched. And he's curiously attractive. Oh. Curiously attractive for a fishman. Alright guys, well, again, that's it for tonight. I'll go ahead and let them play this last match out, and till next time, this is DevilCat signing out. Peace.
Gentle.